Hi, my name is Mozzarella. Welcome to this video. Today I'll be showing you how to build this cute and easy cat cafe. For the base of the build 4 blocks up and 3 blocks apart with oak logs. After that you can place some oak planks behind them to add some depth and as the walls obviously. I do mess up a couple times while building the front, bear with me while I try and figure out how to build what I haven't imagined in my head because I don't necessarily use any reference photos. I do look and do a bit of research to see what ideas I want to implement into my build, but I don't copy and paste what I see. So later on in the video I do get in the flow of it. But bear with me at the start, I do break a couple things and then, redo it. But that's only just a bit at the start of the build. I decided that I wanted most of the front to be with glass panes because I thought it would be a very cute modern touch to the build. After 3 blocks of glass panes, build a pillar and do this twice. As you can tell here, I do mess up a couple times trying to build the sunshade for the cat cafe, but I finally figure it out. I just use a pink and white pattern all across the thing. I was planning on doing 2 separate ones for each pillar, but it ended up looking better for it being all together. For the second half, just do exactly the same thing as you did in the first part. Whilst I'm messing this front up, I might as well plug in my Twitch. My Twitch is the same as my YouTube, it's linked in the description and in my channel. I would love to see you there. I stream 4 times a week and I often do build viewer suggestions. This cat cafe was a viewer suggestion, and if you'd like to suggest any builds, please do come along to one of my streams. I'd love to see you there. We also have a Discord that you could join, which I have on my Twitch page, so you can get a bit more details on my schedule and the community, and it would be very great to see you there. The stairs underneath the glass panes are court stairs, just to let you guys know. At the end of where the sunshade ends, or whatever it's called, I'm not quite sure, add fences just to make it look like it's stabilized by something. I think it adds a bit of depth to that as well. I talk a lot about depth because I like adding depth to my builds. It makes it look more detailed, I guess you could say. I added some barrels just at the bottom of each pillar to add a bit of texture, make it look a bit nicer. Start to build 8 blocks back, and on the 9th block build up 4 logs. Make sure to connect all the logs together to make the full building so it has some stability. Now to start with the first wall, just fill in the wall with oak planks. And after every plank, place a pillar of oak logs. For the top of the pillar, to add a bit of a more modern touch, I added some polished stone slabs. And then for the bottom, for the flower beds, I used moss blocks and I added spruce signs to make it look like they're stabilized or something. Just add a bit more depth and texture. After you've done all of that, just add some flowers of any choice or just copy what I did. I'm like a really big fan of glass panes, as you will see in a second, so I completely change this and I make it the full wall just glass panes. I just really like really big windows. I just think it makes builds look nice. As long as you keep it controlled and don't do too much of it, I think it looks very nice. For this part of the wall, I didn't add any pillars, but I did the same thing that I did with the moss blocks, but I just used cherry blossom leaves and I stabilized them once again with spruce signs. For the back wall, you can fill up the gap again with oak planks and do pillars like you did with the first side of the wall, but this time every 2 oak planks. And as mentioned, I really like windows, so I added more of those. Then you can continue using those slabs across the back and connect it to the other side. To add a bit more something to the bottom of the build, I just used the same quartz stairs as used for the front. Now for the roof, I used quartz stairs, just did a simple roof and then connected it to a flat roof, because otherwise I'd have to destroy too much of that pink and white thing. I don't remember what it's called. Let's just call it light shade. But yeah, I tried to figure out how to build it, and I think the way I did it is the best way. I didn't want to do any extravagant, I guess you could say, roofs. Just keep it simple. I think the white quartz around the build, that it's continuous, that isn't just used once, I think that's a good thing. When you build the roof, make sure to add the stairs underneath upside down to make it look a bit nicer and make it actually look like a roof, not just some random floating stairs. And then for the rest of this part, I just used quartz slabs and I filled in the gap. Now for the most interesting part, I started building cat ears for the cat cafe. I built those 3 blocks apart and I used black wool, pink wool and white wool. After each colour, I built 1 block back. So for the first layer I did black wool, for the back layer I did white wool, and for the last layer I used pink wool. For the nose and whiskers, I just used pink wool and black wool. I did that at the center between the 2 ears. It does make it look more like a mouse, but I still like how it turned out. This part did cut off a bit while I was recording it, and this part did cut off a bit while I was recording it, so it skips a bit, but I hope that's fine. I guess you can see what I've done. It's only by a second as well. Now for the inside, I decided to do a checkered floor with pink and white concrete. I did this to continue the theme of the pink and white pattern, as I did for the front of the cafe. For the ceiling, I just decided to fill that in with quartz blocks. It doesn't really matter, I just decided to do it. For the counter, I used 3 blocks of polished stone and 2 slabs of polished stone. I did this to also continue the block palette that I used for the outside. I think it makes the build more continuous throughout. And for the ends, for the entrance of the counter, I used spruce fences? No, they're not fences, they're something else, I don't remember. And then for the back, I just did some decoration with furnaces, crafting tables, and some flower pots at the top, and using some spruce trapdoors. I just decided to add a bit of light using lanterns, because lanterns are like one of the best things added to Minecraft. It's such a good block. It's so good and it's so pretty. For the seats, I decided to use spruce stairs, trapdoors, and oak fences. And for the table, the top of the table, I decided to use brown wool carpet. For some of the seats, I decided to use spruce signs as well, just add a bit of variety of the seats. You can sort of place these however you would like. Last but not least, to complete your cat cafe, you must add the cats, obviously. Add all the cats, as many as you want. I went kinda overboard, I went crazy, and I went a bit crazy with all the babies as well. I had a lot of babies there. But anyways, thank you everyone so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I would love to see you on one of my streams while I build maybe one of your suggestions. The link is in the bio. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. Bye bye!